Welcome to our project on Twilight.
So what I thought of Twilight, the book, I wasn't feeling so hot on it at first, it's a really big craze, and I was like, this book is for 12-year-olds, and I think it's really stupid, and there's a big craze about it. So I started to read it, and this is a week before Valentine's Day, and as I started to read it, I got very romantic, and it came at a pretty good time, and after I finished reading it and everything, my perception of the book changed a little. It was kind of good, so I'd have to admit that I like it more than I did at the start.
So what I thought of the book was, I don't know. I'm on both sides with the book. I thought it was actually not a bad read, but it's I don't know, just like those romantic vampire-y things just kind of make me gag a little bit. So, but I might actually pick up the second one. And as the only male in the group, I do not like Edward Cullen.
Okay, so I read the book a while ago, kind of when it first came into the big craze or whatever. And I absolutely loved it when I first read it. And then the second time reading it, I started to kind of pick up on some of the different aspects of it, I guess. And Bella's character was kind of completely different the second time I read it. So I kind of saw her as a little bit, not pathetic, but just the way she was almost obsessed with Edward kind of made me a little questionable about the book. And then moving into the movie, I read the book before the movie, so there was a lot of things that I would pick up on, like all the differences. And I was kind of hoping that the movie would be as good as the book was, but I was a little bit disappointed just because, of course, they can't put in the same amount of information and the same detail. So overall, I think the book is great, but when you kind of start to analyze it a little bit more, it does get a little bit, disappointing, I guess.
So Twilight the book, for me, I absolutely loved it. I read all 4, but the first one was definitely one of my favorites. I read the book before the movies came out, so I already had my characters imagined in my head, and the transition from the book to the movie was a little bit different. But all in all, I do enjoy the book more than the movie, although I thought the movie was okay itself as well.
Okay, so I saw the movie before I saw the book, so it was kind of nice to be able to see the characters from the movie as I read the book. But when I started to read the book after the movie, I kind of got frustrated and would flip through pages because I already knew what happened and I didn't really care for the details so much. So overall, I kind of liked the movie better than the book.
So apparently Caitlin saw the book, which doesn't really make sense to us, so we have a little bit of a slow friend in our group here, but we still love her anyways.
So we've had our first group conflict. What happened was we had a group meeting at Caitlin Sharp's house, and a few of the group members came down with the flu. So we just felt frustrated, the 3 of us that were there, and we just felt like we were let down, but we resolved this, and I'll let someone else talk about the resolution.
So we came to a resolution. All the tension is fixed. Come Monday morning, we sat down, had a group circle meeting, and found that it was good to vent our feelings and get everything out. And now our group is on a steady track for success.
So we all sat down for our group meeting, and what was really good is we all had the chance to talk about how we personally felt, and that was really good because then we got to kind of see the other person's perspective as to why they were maybe disappointed or angry, and we could kind of sort out why there were tensions between the group. And then I think that was really great because we were feeling that maybe those tensions would stay and that some people would feel ostracized, but that wasn't the case, and we all got it resolved. And now actually I think our group is a lot better and a lot stronger, and we know how to deal with those types of things when they come up.
So this week in our group meeting, we had cupcakes, and all of our issues are resolved, and we're super stoked to get finished with the project.
No cupcakes. This is so good. By the way, if you ever want catering, Caitlin's Cupcakes. Yeah. So damn good.
This week was really good actually because a lot of people couldn't make it to class out of our group, 3 of us, but they were able to make it to the meeting, so that was really good and showed that they actually care about this group. Okay, so for the essay research, I will do the research on the author and kind of go touch on her religion because she was Mormon.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I know that.
It's surprising.
But you said that earlier. We were all like, what?
She's Mormon, huh?
That is a good thing to talk about.
Apparently that's why part of the book is the way it is.
Yeah, but didn't they have sex? So
Not before marriage.
So they were married.
That's why. Cool.
Well, it's like, that's like what her novel's like. Like, there's a lot of little symbolisms in the book that you can read about that show that she's Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look through those
Yeah.
next time I read it.
Yeah.
What about the glowing skin? What does that have to do? Because that's not in any other vampire books.
It's Mormon.
Is it really?
No.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna be Mormon now.
Yes, if you change religion, your
Okay,
skin will.
So this week our group is missing Keely because she's in Regina. So we figured out a Skype conversation. Keely, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. How's Regina?
It's good.
Good. Okay.
You?
Pardon?
How's the group stuff going?
Good. We miss you.
Okay, well, I'm you guys too, but I'm gonna tell you what I did so far.
Good.
So far, me and Caitlin worked on the collage this week. We cut out all the pictures and we glued it together. And then I did my essay part of the portion, so I did my 2 pages, and hopefully you guys all did yours.
Do you want to
And then-
send us yours, and then we can add it in?
Yeah, and you guys mine, because I won't get home till tomorrow, so then we can all put it together.
Definitely.
And just like work on that. And then we can talk about more what we're doing for the presentation and be able to practice that.
Sounds good. Do you guys want to start saying what you guys did?
One of the really great aspects of our group that we've been trying to work on is our interpersonal kind of communication within the group. So we've been keeping an open communication for everyone, kind of keeping eye contact when we're talking to each other, and looking around the group and even waiting 9 seconds for certain people to kind of get together their thoughts and everything so that we can all have a lot of input in the group. We've also been hosting weekly meetings for everyone so that we can keep in contact and really know what's going on within the project, and kind of as well just in general, I guess. And also we've had a lot of emails back and forth and texting, and kept in great contact with everyone so we kind of know what's going on.
We've also worked on having good body language, just being open and making sure we're facing the person we're talking to. And we're also going to focus a lot on working on our presentation skills before the presentation, like we learned in class from Anne. So just making sure we do all the practicing and everything to make sure it's the best it can be.
B-E-R.
I don't get fast food burgers.
B-E-R is how you spell a burger.
You're in it.
Burger?
Like Burger King is B-E-R-G-E-R?
Time out. This does not work. Why?
There's a girl in a bikini. Is that the Burger
Shut up.
commercial?
I doubt it. I doubt she ate a burger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Twilight. Burger.
There.
Oh,
There it was.
not Burger King.
Burger spot.
Burger
Spoof. Spot. That's, is this it? Is this it? Oh my god.
Spoof cheeseburger spoof.
I'm so
That's
excited.
what it's called. Nothing will be the same.
Why is he running?
He's gonna save her.
Sorry.
That was a funny laugh.
He saved the burger. Hang on, sweater monkey. They're in love. Okay, let's look right here for a second. He has Matthew McConaughey's hair, Orlando Bloom's eyes. How can this guy not be the most beautiful man living on the earth?
Because then, when he's not posing, he looks like this. A
Yeah, but
complete
everyone has a bad photo op.
No one's allowed to have bad photo ops in
You
Robert
have
Cullen.
never?
I have one right now, probably, but I'm not afraid to admit it. But he's in stardom. He's making more money than me, so he can't look bad ever.
So group, who do we think Allison would fall in love with? Edward or Jacob?
Edward, duh.
I think Jacob.
Jacob's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Like, it's no
No,
contest.
no.
Okay, but why do you think she would fall in love with Jacob? Like, what character traits does he have that Edward
Well,
doesn't?
he's
He's
manly.
more gentle and...
His interpersonal
he's
skills
I
suck.
don't know.
He's interpersonal. I think he's
gonna
more
teach
manly,
him.
and Allison looks like she likes the manly guys. I
No.
guess.
She likes someone who complements her introversion, so he'd be extroverted. They make an excellent pair.
Jeez, you look right into it.
No.
No.
All right then.
No, you're good.
Well, these are so darn delicious. I want more. Nom nom cupcakes.